You know, every time I read this Katha, I'm sorry. I remember and we spent time like this. We went to the back, dam or whatever you call it, and it मंगल पूजा प्रथम प्रधानम गृहान पूजा भगवन नमो हरि गोविंद हरि नारायण हरि. No, Bhaiya, that I am hungry too. I am hungry. I am starving. Krishna asks Sudama that
getting a little bit sad, you know. It has been an excited anticipation of glorification of Jai Bhutati Hari Jai Sarvate Kal Ratri Rakhuma. व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो ब्रह्मण्य निधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. प्रेम से बोलो व्यास महाराज की जय. प्लीज बी सीटेड. Pandit Manoj Prasad is a Panditji of this mandir, and he has for 2 sessions already done a wonderful job. He has been very eloquent and magical in reciting from the pages of the Sri Suryanarayan Puran as well as Bhagwan Puran, and so we've enjoyed listening to Panditji for 2 sessions already. This is his 3rd, and we look forward to yet another wonderful recitation of the Katha of Bhagwan Sri Lakshmi Narayan, Sri Krishna, his Leela, his divine plays. And it is wonderful to have you at Mandir. It is a Vyasji, a Katha Vachak, someone who has discourses on the glories of Bhagwan. Alone he cannot recite Katha, and an audience is very important, and so you have made it possible these many sessions. Tomorrow will be our final session, our 10th session, and to me it's getting a little bit sad. You know, it has been an excited anticipation of glorification of Bhagwanji, and now that we're kind of winding down, this is our 9th session, it kind of feels, what are we going to do after tomorrow kind of thing, you know, and maybe we're going to just have to plan more. I'm looking forward to Shivratri, which will be on the 15th of February, and we are planning to have 3 sessions of Shiv Puran.
गुण सब तेरे अरहन, पाप पुण्य सब तेरे अरहन। दुनिया में गुण सब तेरे अरहन, पाप पुण्य सब तेरे अरहन। दूर सहे कहन तेरे अरहन, दूर सहे कहन तेरे अरहन। मैं तेरी चरणों की दास,
ये गिरधारी हे बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी वाजे को हे कृष्ण मुरारी गिरधारी हे बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी वाजे Baba
से वतन का उनको है सारी जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे मम बंधन स्वीकार करो प्रभु चरण शरण हम आए तुम्हारी जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि जय नंदलाला जय गोपाला जय नंदलाला जय जय श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजरे हरि का प्यारा नाम है गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है श्री गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है सबको नाच नचाए ओ सबको नाच नचाए गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा यमुना किनारे दीन चरावे माधव मदन मुरारी माधव मदन मुरारी किनारे दीन चरावे माधव मदन मुरारी माधव मदन मुरारी मधुर मुरलिया जय बजावे हरले सुर पुर साई ओ हरले सुर पुर साई गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है नागर कहते मेरे सूरत चामल भाया सूरत चामल भाया Vittala Vittala Gaya, Sri Radhe Govinda, Bhajale Hariacharana. Radha Shakti Bina na koi Shamal Darshan paaye, Shamal Darshan paaye. Radha Shakti Bina na koi Shamal Darshan paaye, Shamal Darshan paaye. Aradhana Radhaye Kana Bhaje Aaye, O Kana Bhaje Aaye.
And so we have our Brahmacharya, Pandit Srinath Tiwari, is here with us today. He's been with us every session, and it's wonderful. We offer pranam to Brahmacharya, and then we have Pandit Vivek Sharma and his Margin with him, and we offer pranam, welcome him to Mandir as well. And last night I was the Vyasji, and at 12 midnight it ended. My reign ended at midnight, and it felt so wonderful sitting on the Singhasan, and it was truly a privilege to recite Katha. And so the most wonderful thing that has come out of our sessions of Katha in celebrating our 10th anniversary is this year, this Gariyal. You ever seen a Gariyal before? And this Gariyal is really heavy, so they got a lot of brass. I guess they had a lot of money back then, and this is old. They belong to the great grandfather, the Paraja of our Vyasji, and he has finally, well actually Pandit Nitesh, which is the great grandson, because I mean a couple of greats, grandson now is taking possession of this Garya. And so for most of us it might not be anything important or anything, but for Panditji it is utterly important. This is a legacy, this is an heirloom, and this is something that will be treasured for generations more to come. And this is wonderful. So when Panditji said he's going to bring us, Panditji, it'd be wonderful. What an honor it would be to have it, to utilize it here at our Mandir. It would just, the beautiful sound of the Garyal would just bring additional blessedness to our Mandir. So I was very happy when Panditji brought his great-grandfather's Garyal. And so I had to counter that. We always, we want to say we too, kind of thing. And I said, well, I don't have my, yes, I do have my parajas. And so I have a gisa where you would take a piece of chandan wood and then you make chandan. You can put some kesar, which is saffron, and kasturi, and you put them all together, make nice chandan paste. So I have that from my paraja as well, my great-grandfather. And then I have my ajas, my parajas Bhuta as well. So I think I have one more than Panditji. And so I'm going to have we're going to have play show and tell. And how wonderful that is. It has been incredible that we've had these Panditjis who have come from a lineage of Pandits, Brahmin Panditjis, who generation after generation they have been initiated, they have become Dvij, they have taken the Janil Sanskar, and they have studied the scriptures, and they have learned all the rituals, and they have begun to serve the community for years and years and years. And what a legacy, what a fulfillment of duty. This is Punya Karma, this is just blessed and wonderful. Our first night was Vyasji Pandit Vivek Sharma, right, Panditji? And Panditji too is another, he's a blessing and offspring of a legacy of individuals dedicated to our Dharam and a lineage of Pandit. His grandfather was Pandit Janki Prasad Sharma. His father is still with us. His father is a young man, and his name is Pandit Prakash Sharma. And how wonderful that is. And the second night, I was sitting back here and I was watching Pandit Jayawant Jamuna Misra, and I just admire, just sitting down here and just watching Panditji. It was just beautiful. These are such dedicated individuals, and it's just blessed when one takes a serious their duty and they perform it at a very high level. And these individuals have wonderful characters. They're good individuals. I have not heard anything negative. I got to make up some negative things on these Panditjis though, but I have not heard anything. And so it's been wonderful to hear the message of Almighty God through the medium of our granths, of our scriptures. We've had Shri Ramcharitmanas, the Ramayana. We have had Devi Bhagwan Katha, we have had Surya Puran Katha, we have had Bhagwan Katha, and we've had such beautiful recitation of Katha from the lips of individuals who lead good lives, and they are mindful of their duty as Purohits, and they live a good life, and they do an excellent effort toward the fulfillment of their duties as Panditji. So I'm very, very happy that has been like the extra gift, extra blessing that we've had through these sessions of having blessed individuals sit on the Singhasan and share the wisdom of Bhagwan's Katha to all of us. And Panditji is Panditji Manoj Prasad. He is the son of Pandit Dharmacharya Pandit Sarju Prasad, and it is wonderful. He's been with us, and he's a Pandit of this mandir, and he is so supportive, and he loves Bhagwan, and he loves being a Pandit, and he loves mandir, and it excites him, and that excitement is also shared by his Maharajan and his family, and together they are dharma sevaks, they are servants to Bhagwan in the most wonderful way, and so that is very much appreciated. And so I ask that you continue as you have done these past 8 days, tonight as well. May you lend your ears to our Vyasji as he recites the glories of Bhagwan through the medium of his Katha. Panditji Vyas Maharaj ki jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Guru Charan Kamlebhyo Namaha. Om Kulyukayebhyo Namaha. Om Ishtaryukayebhyo Namaha. Om Sitaramaya Namaha. Om Radha Krishnaya Namaha. प्रिय भक्तजन, हम सब जोकर एक साथ में गणपति बाबा हरि देवता स्तुति गाएंगे। वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना। वंदे वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना। रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो। रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता तुम हो, रिद्धि सिद्धि के ईश शेखर वंदना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना वंदे गणपति विघ्न विनाशन हे लंबोदर गजानना हे लंबोदर गजानना हे लंबोदर गजानना। एहि हे रमा महेश पुत्र समस्त विघ्नोर विनाश लक्ष मंगल पूजा प्रथम प्रधानम गृहान पूजा भगवन् नमोस्तुते। बोलो गजानन भगवान की जय। To the feet of Bholenath we surrender, the one who assures that he will always be into our lives, the one who removes all difficulties, all sicknesses. To him we bow to, the remover of Satma and Janma Pap. He removes all sins we accumulated in this Janma. He is Satchit Ananda, the creator of this beautiful world that we so enjoy. Ashitosha Shangashekhar Chandramauli Chidambara Koti Koti Pranama Shambhu Koti Namana Chidambara. Om Tara Tumhe Deva Deva Jagat Sarjata Pralaya Karta Shivam Satyam Sundaram Shivam Satyam Sundaram Niranakara Swarupa Parmeshwar Mahayogishwara Dayamidhidaneshwara Gatadhara Abhayankara Gatadhara Abhayankara Ajitodasha Sangashekhara Chandramoli Digambara Koti Koti Pranama Shambho Koti Namana Digambara Koti Namana Digambara Koti Namana Digambara. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagindraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Parvati Pataye Har 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 Mahadev. Bole Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. On the request of Panditji Somesh, he wanted us to chant Devi Sloka this afternoon, and a special Devi Sloka. One that each and every one of you know that sloka. that mantra. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swara Namostute Jai Tvam Devi Chambe Jai Bhutati Hari Jai Sarvagate Devi Kal Ratri Namostute Kal Ratri Namostute Namo Divya Mahadivya Shivaya Satatam Namah Namah Prakritiye Bhadraye Niyatah Pranatasmakam Om Sarva Shakti Mahamaya Divya Jnana Swarupino Nau Durga Jaganmata Pranamami Veenadhari Vipulamangaladhanashine Bhaktatinashine Viranshi Hare Shivanne Kirti Prade Akila Manoratare Mahane Vidya Pradahini Saraswati Nami Nityam Vidya Pradahini Saraswati Nami Nityam Om Aim Saraswatai Namaha Precho Bhagavati Mata Ki Jai. As we prostrate to the feet of our Guruji, Dhyanammulam Gururmurti Pujamulam Guruparam Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Prem se bolo Guru Bhagwan ki Jai. Today being Saturday, we pay our reverence to Sri Hanuman Swami. Sri Hanuman Swami जो प्रभु श्री राम का पालन करते हो, तथा हमें महावीर स्वामी के चरणों में चला हो इस अमृत सिदा हो और मुहूर्त. Bhagwan Ram himself said to Sri Hanuman, मैंने आपका बहुत आभारी हूँ. आपने अद्भुत महान करेगी. That I am greatly indebted to you, hey Mahavir Swami, hey Bhavanaputra, that you did marvelous, great deeds, that and you don't want anything in return. That Sugriva has his kingdom restored to him. He said that anger has become prince. A Vibhishan has become the king, the Raja of Lanka. But you did not ask, O Mahavir Swami, you did not ask for anything. Never did you open those lips. That you hide that precious garland, that precious beads of pearl that was given to you by Sitama. And why did you hide that? Because you didn't find within it that Ram ki naam was written here. So you hid it. So I am indebted to you, hey Pawan Putra. And he continues, he says that whenever my Katha and my Leelas, my Kahanis are being recited, that your glory will be sung before mine, that you will be able to do anything, even that which I will not be able to perform. सीता हरण किया रावण में, प्रभु जी दे अगलाए। हनुमान ने सीता जी को प्रभु संदेश सुनाए। हनुमान जी करते आए, हनुमान जी करते आए, प्रभु जी के गुणगान। बोलो पावन पुत्र हनुमान, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम। चीर की छाती कौन अपनी, पावन पुत्र हनुमान। बोलो पावन पुत्र हनुमान, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे लागे लचन जी को शक्ति देगा प्रभु घबराए। लागे लचन जी को शक्ति देगा प्रभु घबराए। मोर से पहले हनुमान जी बोला दे आए। उड़ना भई से लक्ष्मण जी ने, उड़ना भई से राम का नाम। बोलो पावन पुत्र हनुमान, ओ मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम। तीरथ जाती बोले अपनी, बोले अपनी, पावन पुत्र हनुमान। बोलो पावन पुत्र हनुमान, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम, मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम। मारुतं मारुततुल्यवेगं, जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं, वातात्मजं वानरयोग्यमोहं, श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये। निश्चय प्रेम प्रतीति विनय, करे समन तेगे। कारज सकल शोभा, सिद्धि करे हनुमान। चरण शरण में आई के, धरो ते हरि दया। संकट ते रक्षा करो, पवन पुत्र हनुमान सिया। भजु रामचंद्र की जय, शरणं प्रभु। प्रेम से रोमावीर स्वामी की जय। Sri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki devotees, as we have this opportunity, let us, for just a minute, to prostrate on the lotus-like feet of Bhagwan Krishna, Kandaya Lal, because he is the one that promises that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, that whenever righteousness declines, that he will pragat in each and every one of us in our hearts. And this is the beauty of Bhagwan Krishna, that he will guide us, he will direct us. To him we prostrate this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Kararavinde naparavindam mukaravinde viniveshayantam vatasya patrasya pudishayanam balam mukundam manasa smarani balam mukundam manasa smarani smrityaya lokam vatapatramadya sayanamadyan tavinina rupam sarvesharam sarvahitavaratram bhalam mukundam manasa smarani balam mukundam manasa smarani keshwara pundari kaksham madhuvam madhusudanam rukmini sahitam devam Sri Krishna yam yam. Holy Krishna Kanayal ki jai. Nigama kalpataru dhalitam phalam sukamutadam reta dravasam yuktam pita bhagavatam rasamalayam moho rasika bhuvihayam roho roho rasika bhuvihayam. Tonight I would like to begin my Katha with two friends, two Sakha, Raja Drupad and Guru Dronacharya. But before I get into my Katha, my humble Palagi Dharmacharya ji, Ardhanya Dharmacharya ji, Panditji Srinarayan Tiwari. It is indeed a pleasure to have you sitting in front of me here tonight, so that I can have that courage, that encouragement to be here on this Singhasan this afternoon. I know it is tiring to be here 9 nights, no? 9 nights, but because of Bhagwan's encouragement, because of Bhagwan Darshan, you're here to support us, and I want to bow to you for that. And then next to him, I have my Parivar, Panditji Parmeshwar Tiwari. Panditji, I want to bow to you for being here, for saying all these good things about me. And that was, and in the crowd I saw one of my Canal followers, somebody that we grew up together in Canal, and he probably has a memory of that Garihar, no? At Matya when we go there, but I was a little boy then when we had it. So one of us had to hold it, and then the next one would use the hammer, So Pariji, thank you very much, and this is my great grandfather, Suraj Bali Maharaj. He is the one that brought that. Imagine how heavy his suitcase was, when he was traveling to Guyana. But I thank him every day for giving us that great gift. But next to him, I have my dear smaller brother, Panditji Vivek Sharma, and his Maharaji too, my humble Palagi Babaji. And then if I turn around here, I have Mataji over there. I want to say my humble Palagi Mataji, and my Mataji is here. She been with me tonight, 9 night, and she's been coming to And thank you, Mom, for being here, and my sister is here, and all of you wonderful devotees. I want to bow to you this afternoon. Thank you very much. In front I have Nitish, Sharmali, my son, my daughter, and then I have my patni here. I want to thank him for being here with me tonight. And this is my third session of 10. No? It is a beautiful thing. I'll miss afternoon. I think I have to put one up in the backyard and try to some sort of custom to go up in the afternoon now. I'll put one up and then I'll have some fun over there. But tonight Katha is Drupad Dronacharya. And you heard those names before. Both of them, they attend Gurukulam. They attend Gurukulam of Bhagwan Muni. And little names, but it's good if you can remember these names. Because these are great Muni, Mahamunis. They become very close friends. Where Prince Drupad, he made a promise to Dronacharya. जब मैं राजा बनूंगा तो आप मेरे पास आकार कुछ भी मांग सकते हैं. That when I become king, you can come to me and ask for anything. Dronacharya, he fell on hard times. And when his son Ashwatthama was born, he could not afford to even give him milk, to give him little milk. And his wife reminded him of this school friend, Drupad, that Raja, that you have a friend, that hey Prabhu, you have a friend, that why don't you go? And he's a king, he's a Raja, he's a king, why don't you go? Dronacharya went. He went to that palace, and Raja Drupad, and he went down on his knees and he asked for his attention. He appeared before Raja Drupad, and he went on his knees. He petitioned for help. And those of you who are acquainted with this Katha would remember that how much Raja Drupad insulted Dronacharya in all sorts of demeaning ways. He used many and every memory of their togetherness. Raja Bhikhariyon ki saath nahi ghumate hai, that kings don't rub shoulders with beggars. And these were the words of Raja Drupad. Raja or Bhikhari saman nahi hai, that kings and beggars are not equal, my friends. Balya vasta mein jo kaha gaya uska vas जीवन में कोई अर्थ नहीं है. That what was said, my friend, in childhood has no meaning now in adult life. That Raja Drupad, he gave orders to his guards that Dronacharya be escorted out of the palace yard, and not only out of the palace yard, out of the compound, out of the gates of the palace. And Dronacharya took the insult and left, but harbored revenge in his mind for Raja Drupad. And Bipra Sudama, this is my Katha tonight. Bipra Sudama and Bhagwan Krishna were disciples at the same Gurukulam. Sandipani Muni was their guru. And it must be clear and understand this, that Gurukulam does not discriminate. No? Gurukulam does not discriminate based on your financial standing. It does not discriminate. But more, it initiates desire to learn, to achieve this knowledge of our dear Shastras. And all the students who attend will engage in the upkeep of the Gurukulam. And they need to do all the chores, to be everything that has to be done. This was the duty. This was the duty of the children here. And Sudamaji and Bhagwan Krishna were sent one day to search, to pick up some of the firewood by their Guru Ma. And the Guru Ma name was Mata Sumuki. And Sumuki Devi gives Sudama a bag of chawal and fried chana, you might say, or crushed rice for them to eat. And while they were collecting this firewood, it started to rain, my dear friends. And because of the intense rain, they were both drenching. And we have to visualize this. And they were shivering. And they lost the trace of their track. Because the entire area was flooded. And it was getting late. The woods were dark. And hunger stepped in. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You know, every time I read this Katha, I'm sorry, but every time I read this Katha, I remember I remember the day my dad. And we spent time like this. We went to the back dam or whatever you call it. And it would rain. And Dad would pull out the little rice. And those days, that was the sweetest rice you could have had. But Bhagwan Krishna told Sudama, Bhaiya, main bhuka laga, that I am hungry, Bhaiya. क्या गुरु माता ने हमें कहीं के लिए कुछ दिया? That the Guru Ma gave you anything for us to eat. And what he did, he said, "Nahi bhaiya, mujhe bhi bhook lagi hai." That no bhaiya, that I am hungry too. I am starving. Krishna asked Sudama that तुम्हारा मौज ऐसे कैसे लाग रहा है जैसे तुम कहा रहा हो. That how come there's song coming from your mouth? That sounds like you are eating something. मुझे तब लग रही है that और मैं कम रहा हूँ. That Sudama replied that because I am cold, bhaiya, because I'm cold, that I am trembling. And he continued eating all the little chawal by himself. And on arriving back at the Gurukul, Sudama, he conscience got the better of him. And he confessed it to his Guru, how he ate all the chana. And he did not share it with Bhagwan Krishna. And it is here where their Guru, Sandipani Muni, their Guru told Sudama that by eating all that chana and not sharing it with little Krishna, that you have eaten your way into poverty. And only Bhagwan Krishna will be able to get you out of it. Only your Sakha will be able to save you. Life went on, my dear devotees. And Bhagwan Krishna became Raja of Dwarka. And Sudama descended into the world of poverty. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Puja Mulam Guru Param Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. And if we go back to the beginning with Dronacharya, he left the palace of Raja Drupad. Very sad and angry, you remember that, right? Because he was insulted by his friend Drupad. And he subsequently became the teacher of the 5 Pandavas. And that was of Hastinapur. And when their scholarship was over, and it was time for Guru Dakshina, he asked his student to capture Drupad and bring him to Hastinapur as his prisoner. And this was done very quickly. And Dronacharya told Drupad that I have taken half of the property you promised me. So now we are equals. And Drupad was released and returned to his kingdom in Panchal, and where he did a yajna with deep devotion, with the intention to get a son to take revenge on Drona Acharya. And he was blessed with 2 beautiful children, a daughter by the name of Drupadima, and his son by the name of Drishtat Yamna. And Drupadima ended up marrying the 5 Pandavas and the 5 sons of the Pandavas. And the stage is now set. Everything is now set. The stage is set for us, with the children and the son of the blind Raja Dhritaraj. It must be remembered that Bhagwan Krishna did not promise Sudamaji anything in their Gurukul days. But they remained friends, and friends remember each other in the time of need. And Raja Drupad and Dronacharya relationship are a perfect example of fear with friends. And Sudamaji was married to Vasundhara Devi, and she was fortunate to have 3 beautiful children and live in poverty in a little jhopri, Toti Poti jhopri they call it. You remember those little homes, those little huts that was there. It was made of mud and leaves on the roof. It says tapar bhusna grass. The top was covered with grass, and tapar karat was that there was no AC, there was no luxury like we have now. It was always hot because it was summertime, no? And 3 Raja Uvacha He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal He Krishna Gopal Bhagwan Chayani Mukundhasya Mahatmana Viryananata Viryasya Shrotum Chami He Prabhu Krishna Gopal Hare He Deen Dayal Hare Raja Parikshit, as I said, as I mentioned towards the night, had 7 days, my dear friends, to live. And he gave up every material richness and turned to Sri Sukdeoji. And he turned to him to narrate the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. And my Lord, O Lord Muni, I wish to hear about other valorous deeds performed by my Bhagwan Krishna. These were the words of Raja Parikshit. The one who is the cause of this world, the Mahatma, whose vibhutis are unlimited, O Master. Please let my ears be blessed to listen to his stories. And Raja Parikshit, he declares that without any connection to his Bhagwan, all organs of the body become useless. Sri Sukdev Vacha Krishna Yasti Saka Kasyid Brahmano Brahma Vidamaha Virata Indriyateshu Prasantatma Jidindriyam. Sri Sukdev Ji, after saw the determination in the voice of Raja Parikshit, the urge to listen to the kahanis of Bhagwan, he made himself comfortable and he started to read Krishna Nasti Sab Sakha Kasyid Brahmano Brahma Vidamam. That Bhagwan Krishna had a Brahman friend named Sudama, who was Sabse Vivan, that he most learned in the Shastras. And he was Virata. He was detached from all senses, all enjoyment. And his mind was always present. His mind was always peaceful. And his senses subdued. Jachira yopapanena vartamano grihasrame tasya bharya kuchailasya kushyamacha tata viha. By whatever food was obtained, he continued to live that grihasti life. He lived that life very well. And Sudama was faithful to his wife, to Mata Vasundhara, and who did not have much even for clothing, not much to eat. And one day, when things were getting worse, their life became difficult to obtain anything. Mata Vasundhara Vacha, as she reminded Sudamaji of his friendship. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Hey Gopal Nandalal, Gopal Nandalal, Gopal Nandalal, hey Gopal Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Krishna Govinda Gopal Nandalal. Namo Brahmana Bhagavata Saka Sakshaksya प्रजापते ब्राह्मणस्य च ससारण्यस् Bhagwan Satvatarsa. That Mata Vasundhara, after much consideration, approaching Sudama, that, "O Brahmana, isn't it true that you have a friend who is a Sri Yahapati, that the husband of Bhagavati Ma, the Devi of fortune? O Brahman, your friend Krishna is the Raja of Dwakar. That why don't you go? Why don't you go to him? Ask him for some help, for some please our distress from hunger and poverty." How long are we going to be like this? Tam upai mahabhaga sadhunam cha parayanam dasyate dharvinam bhuhi sidati te kutumnina. That after much prompting, Sudama decided that he would go to meet Bhagwan Krishna. But now, here, there is a problem. In the golden days, you do not go to a friend's home without taking something little for them. If you go to your mandir, you have to take a flower, a leaf, patram pushpam phalam tuyam to Bhagwan. If you go to your family, you take a little gift to them. But in Sudama's situation, poor Sudama, he didn't have nothing to offer to his friend. So Mata Vasundhara, what she did, this is why they are the Patni of the home, the Devi of the home, because they think faster than us. And Mata Vasundhara was worried, and she went to the home next door, to her neighbor's home, and begged for some of the little morsels, for some of that chawal. Yachitva chaturo mushtim vipran pratoka tandhulam chaila kandina tanbhadva bhatre pradha upayanam. That she was given some crushed rice in a little katura, which she wrapped wrapped up in her jewelry, in his jewelry, and she gave it to Sramji. That take this to Bhagwan Krishna, because she knew the mind of her Bhagwan. She insisted that your Saka will expect something from you, something from his friend. Devotees, if you are fortunate enough to get a ticket to go to visit the White House, you will go into your closet and you will select the best of suit, and you make sure you have one of the tie that matches everything, no? Right, Mahekeshwar? And you will have the shoe shined by the guy at the airport, and all of this preparation you will make, no? You will make before you will see the president. Here, my dear friends, with nothing in his hand but faith and love, Sudamaji, he walked barefoot to Dwarka. Please allow me to journey you to Ramayana. Chaupai tells us, Sant Tulsidas writes in Treta Yuga what took place.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram Dharat Bhat Sab Nar Nari Janu Kare Kare Charit Kimhari Bharatiya Ram Samudi Manani Sanuja Bharata Yadani Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram चले हयकाय रखरे जाति जय संपारती विजय गोरे राम मातो मृदु भानी मोरी जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय It was a little different situation here, where Bharat, the one who is most humble, who sets out barefoot in search of his Bhagwan. Bharat left all the riches, he left the palace, the great life that he could have enjoyed in search of his Prabhu. He left everything. Bharat could have easily said at the time in Ayodhya Khan that, you know what? Let me be king. Let me govern Ayodhya. I have 14 years. I have 14 years to get the guards on my side so I can promote Ayodhya. But no, nahi did Bharat. Even in his sleep he didn't dream that. Even in his sleep he didn't dream that. Here, Sudamaji, upon reaching the gates of the city, he meet with the guards. And the guards looked at Sudama in his rag, in his torn clothes, barefooted. That you wants to see our Raja looking like this? And after a lengthy conversation, Bhagwan Mahapuran says, after they saw the determination in Sudamaji, they sent a message to the palace that an old Brahmana has come to see you. He says his name is Sudama. And the moment that news get the ear of Bhagwan Krishna, as soon as Bhagwan Krishna heard that name, Sudama, his heart overflowed. Bhagwan Mahapuran says, his heart overflowed with joy. Sudama Katha Mahapriya Sakha Gurukulat, that Sudama has come. My dear friend from Gurukulam, that Bhagwan Krishna, he rushed out. And it says here that he rushed out barefoot and unguarded. You know, he was Raja. He rushed out unguarded, my dear devotees, to embrace Sudamaji with arms stretched, with tears flowing. Bhagwan Krishna run to meet this poor Brahmana. He embraced him tightly. He held him to his bosom. And Bhagwan Mahapuran says, upon touching the body of his dear friend, the Lord shed all the tears of love. And this next sloka, I just want to read the sloka. I want to let us go through just a little bit of the word, what it says. It says, Ata upabhisha, having him sit Paryanke, on his own seat, he offered Sudama, Swayam himself, Swayam Sakyu, he offered himself for his friend, for his Sakha. Samarhanam, he gathered items of, like he's going to prepare for a puja, he gathered items. Upartya, that bringing forward. Avannija Asya Prabhu, he washed his feet. He says here that Padya Avani Jani, that the water which he washed his feet, Agrahit Sirasa, that he placed it on his head. He washed it, not only washed his feet, but he placed it on his head. And Bhagwan Loka Bhavana, that the Supreme Lord, the Lord of this Jagat, the purifier, Vyalipat, that he anointed his skin, he rubbed his hands and feet, Divya, Gandhena, Chandana. He find the best, the divine, the best of fragrance with sandalwood piece. A guru, aloe piece, and he kumkuma mahi, that rakta chandanam. He found the red chandanam, and he rub it all over on Sudama's skin. And one day I want to share this with the story. Sudama was being cleaned up. He's been bathed. He's been showered. He's been spraying perfume. The same way we do puja to Bhagwan. Bhagwan Krishna did to Sudama. One day I was sitting here. I was sitting by the Hawan Kuno, and I observed during the Pran Pratiksha, during our adoration, everything was getting prepared, and I'm looking over to Paliji Parmeshwar, and he's sitting there, and it was time for Dhupam, and he paused. He paused a little, and then I saw him. He grabbed a agarbatti. There's a funny-looking box, a very hard box, and he was so excited. I'm looking at him from the opposite side, and he was very excited. He paused because that was a special scented. For the first time, he's going to use it. So he didn't even know how good of a smell this was, and you could see how excited he was to light it, because he read the box, and he knew that this is the best smelling agarbatti, and this is how. So he lighted it, and the entire baby area was this great fragrance, this wonderful fragrance, and then I understand why he was so excited. Because it is time for us to do Dhupam on Bhagwan, and he found the best of agarbatti. And this is what Bhagwan did that day. Bhagwan found everything, the best of everything, and he offered it to his Saka, the best of prasadam. And he also gave him gifts, and he welcomed him with pleased words. Imagine how astonished the guards that were standing next to Sudama, the maids, they were all there standing. They were looking at the way Bhagwan welcomed this Brahman, who was covered with dirt at once, whose clothes were ripped, and whose hair was all tangled. And what pious act did this Brahman perform? This is what's going through their mind. What did he do to deserve all of this? Bhagwan embraced Sudama, knowing he was the best of brother that he could have had. Devotees, this is what we always refer to as Atiti Devo Bhava. Bhagwan Bhanwari Re Jinka Sara Tira Naam Hare मुझे दुनिया का क्या काम है बनवारी मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम है झूठे दुनिया झूठे बंधन झूठे माया झूठा सासा खाना जाना झूठे यह खाया ओ यह साचो तेरा नाम हरे बनवारी जिनका सहारा तेरा नाम हरे मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम है बनवारी जिनका सहारा तेरा नाम है दुनिया वालों से क्या Api Brahmana Gurukulan Bhavata Lavadakshina Samavritena Dharmagya Bharyodha Sadrishena. That when two friends meet after a long time, there's so much for them to discuss, so much to talk about, so much to reflect on, so many stories to share. Bhagwan Krishna is asking, Mere Bauji, kaise hai? That how is my Bauji doing? He says, Kya Bauji ne mere liye kuch bhiga? Did Bauji send something for me? And this is Bhagwan Krishna is questioning Sudama. Ooh, Sudama, his jewelry a little more, you know. It says that his katuri, he covered it little more with the jewelry. And Bhagwan Krishna continues, that do you remember what happened to us while we were living with our Guru? And Bhagwan repeated that entire kahani of what happened when the rain came down and they lost their tracks because of the flood. They lost their track. And remember our Guruji Sandipani understand our predicament that set out after sunrise to search for us and found us in distress. He said, Guruji comforts us with loving words. And he told us, oh children, you have suffered so much for my sake that you completely disregard your own comforts. And this is what you are doing tonight. You give up all the comforts of your home and you came here to Mandir to listen to Bhagwan's Kahani. Although that you know the story of Bhagwan, of Sudamaji, you still wanted to hear. It says that Shravana, that your ears should never have enough of Bhagwan's name. It says that that he completely discarded your own comfort and dedicate all your actions to me. He showered Ashirvad on both of them. And this is the fruit that they are reaping now. This is the flow of that meeting. Then he says also, Bhagwan Krishna had to remind him that also, do you remember that you didn't share that shower? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kim Ashma Bhir Aniravritam Deva Deva Jagat Guru Bhavata Satya Kamina Yesham Vaso Guru Abdhu. Suramaji was a little uncomfortable after all the attention that Bhagwan Krishna offered him. Words could not come to his lips fast enough. Suramaji speaks to Bhagwan. What could I possibly have failed to achieve, O Lord of Lords? O universal teacher, since I was able to personally live with you at the home of our Guruji, my ever desire is fulfilled here today. O Sarva Shaktiman Bhagwan, that your body comprises of absolute truth. Sarva Shaktiman, that your body comprises of absolute truth in the form of the Vedas, and thus is the source of all auspiciousness. That you are Bhagwan, and you were humble enough to take up residence at the school at Gurukulam. That you played the role of a human being, my dear Saka. But after Sudama spoke, Bhagwan Krishna smiled. And he smiled at this moment. Bhagwan saw that Sudama was fumbling with his jewelry. And I can see, you can see him hiding in his jewelry behind his back. Did Bhauji send me mitai? He's aiming high now. Did Bhauji send me mitai? This makes Sudama a little more uncomfortable. Sri Bhagwan Vacha Kimupayanam Anetham Brahmane Bhagavakrata Andyape Uparitam Bhagate Premana Bhuvame Bhave. That dear Brahmana, whatever small gift you brought, share it with me. Whatever comes from your home, my dear Sakabhai, that is prepared with pure love. Bhagavad Gita reminds us with this popular sloka. It says, and you all know this one, Patram Pushpam Phalam Tuyam Yome Bhatya Prayas. Right? Bhagavad Gita tells us that if one offers to me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or just a drop of water, I will accept and shower them with everlasting darshan. These are the words of Bhagwan Krishna. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, even after being addressed in this way, O Raja Parikshit, the Brahmana felt too embarrassed to offer his panful of chow. And to his Bhagwan, he simply kept his head bowed in shame. And Sudhama questioned himself, how can the Lord, how can he eat this hard, this stale rice that I got? Being the direct witness in the hearts of all living beings, Bhagwan Krishna understood why Sudhama had to see him. And the sloka says, Patya pati vratayasu Saka priya chikersaya Prapto mamasya khashyami Sampadho mrityadhulabha. And that Bhagwan is Antaryami. He is the knower of everything. He knows what Sudama had. He knows what brought Sudama here. He knew that Sudama came because he wants to satisfy that devoted wife of him, to satisfy that his family. Sampada, Mritya, Durlabha, that I will bless him with all the riches that even the deotas cannot obtain. Bhagavad Gita 9 reminds us, Krishna Gopal Hare He Deenadayal Hare Krishna Gopal Hare He Deenadayal Anayastintayanto mam Ye jana parupasate Tesham nityabhiyuktanam Yoga tesham vamyam Krishna Gopal Hare He Deenadayal Hare He Krishna Gopal Hare He Deenadayal Hare He Deenadayal. That those who worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my Vishwaru, to them I preserve what they have and satisfy all their desires. Thinking like this, the Lord snatched from Sudama's garment the grains of crushed rice, tied up in that old piece of cloth, and explained, oh, what is this, hey Sudama? He says, Nanitam upa nitham me parambri nanam sake. That have you brought this for me, my friend? That Bhagwan tasted it and he placed a few grains in his mouth. And it says, Tarpeyanti angamam vishwam eti prit bhukatadhula. That it gives me extreme pleasure in eating. Chawal ki खोज dhane, that these few grains of crushed rice, my dear Saka, that will satisfy not only me, but also the entire universe as I chewed on them. That when Bhagwan tasted the chawal, devotees, all the devatas were fed instantly. The animals were fed. All was full because of the love that his Bhabi Vasundarma had for Bhagwan when she went out begging for that few grains of chawal. And after saying this, Bhagwan took one armful of chawal and was about to toss it into his mouth. And there, Devi Rukmini took hold of his hand and she enjoyed the rest. How fascinating is Bhagwan? How fortunate is Sudhamaji? That there is where Bhagwanji blessed Sudhama all-knowingly with abundance of all kind of wealth in his life, in this life, and not only that, in the next life to come. It says that in Bhagavad Mahapuran that Sudama slept at the palace, and the two friends, they continue talking for stories the entire night. And next morning, Sudama started to walk his journey home. And as he was walking, he thought to himself that, I forgot what I went for. I forgot the purpose of my visit. That he got so carried away with his Bhagwan. And this is how we should be when we sit to do puja. Forget about last night you heard about the salt in the aloo curry. Forget about if the rice is strained or not, my dear friends. Sometimes some of us only sit once a year at the feet of Bhagwan. And out of that 2 hours, we're more worried about what's going on in the kitchen than what is going on. How can I improve serving my Bhagwan? How can I improve? And not only that, sometimes we're so caught up, we're jealous of the one who's doing the right thing. That's how beautiful this human form is. And sometimes the one is doing the right thing, and we're there and we're sitting and we're talking about them. And this is not good. This is terrible. This is pap. It says that is why satsangati mura mangalam. When we get caught up in satsang, forget about the one who colored their hair blue and the one who did their eyebrows. Don't worry about that. Those are the little things. Those are the little things that we're not supposed to worry about. Worry about Bhagwan. Can he accept this thali that I have to offer? Let him eat it the way he ate from that little child. When his father left him in the mandir and says, go feed Bhagwan. And Bhagwan took the thali and eat everything. And his father could not believe when he came home because he had that faith, that shraddha, that bhakti, that divinity he had with his Bhagwan. And here it says, Sudama is happy at home, and you can only imagine. You have to imagine this. I know what I am imagining. You have to imagine how Sudama is approaching his village. He says that he's hopping and he's out singing the name of his Lord. And all what he could have remembered is salutations to Sri Nanda Kumar, who is the beautiful Gopalam of Vrindavan. He is decorated with Vanmala, garland of flowers, the one with large eyes, captivating everyone, whose very form removes all sufferings of his devotees. He is the bright moon of Vrindavan. He is the source of immense joy, who is the embodiment of supreme bliss himself, and bears Bhumi Devi within him. He envelopes this entire world. Who is Bhumi Devi? Mother Earth. And if he's enveloping this entire world, she is within him. To that, Hiranyagarbha, the best of the best, is the cause of us here. Sundar Gopala, Urvanmala, Naina Vishala, Dukha Haram Vrindavan Granandagandam Paramanandam Taramidharam Sundharmamala Vrindavan Janmanandam Paramanandam Taramidharam Valavanasham Puranakamam Akayavyamam Srinacharam Vaja Mannakumara Sarvasukhasaram Tattvavicharam Brahmaparam Sundarmamara Urvanmamara Nainavijaram Mukharam Nainavijaram Mukharam Nainavijaram Mukharam Gopal Krishna Bhagwan ki jai iti tat chintayananta prapto nyagrahantikam suryanadhlidu shankarasya vimane sarvato vritam. The Sri Sukdev Ji, he continues that he, Raja, Sudama finally came to the palace where his home stood, but the palace was transformed. It was crowded on all sides of the majestic towers. It says that celestial palace revealing a combine of brilliance of Surya Deo, Agni Deo, Chandra, and there were splendid courtyard and gardens, each filled with flocks of birds and beautiful gardens and beautified ponds where lotus grew. It says, finely attired men and the woman were nicely dressed, standing in attendance to greet Sudamaji. Sudama wondered, what is all of this? Kya baat hai? That whose property is it? How has this all come? Sudama remembered that he forgot to ask his Katha for anything. As he continued to ponder, the maidservant, the maidservant was the effulgent as the lotus, and they came forward to greet their greatly fortunate, and listen to this, their fortunate master, Sudamaji. With loud geet, they sang to Sudama. Patim agatam akraya patne udhar sati samharan. When Mata Vasundari heard that Sudama had arrived, she quickly came out of the house and with a jubilant floor, Nischa Karma Gratatu Nam Rupini Sri Ivalayat, that she resembled Lakshmi Ma, that her eyes filled with tears of love and eagerness. As she held her eyes closed, she solemnly bowed down to the feet of Sudamaji, and in her heart she embraced him again and again. As Sudamaji explores his new living quarters, words of thanks could not come fast enough to his lips. He turned to Mata Vasundar and he, Rani, that all of this was possible because of through the grains that you gathered from our neighbors. Bhagwan enjoyed every bit of it. Suramaji continued to seek Bhagwan lotus feet. Darshyam Purnam Janami Satya, that Mahanu Bhavena, that life after life may I serve you with love, Sudama. Sudama remained absolutely devoted to Bhagwan Krishna, together with his Maharajin. Join me as with class sons as I close tonight's Katha with this beautiful sloka. Etan Brahmanya Devasya Srutva Brahmanya Tamnara Labha Bhao Bhagavati Karma Bhanda Vimuchyate. Pray to Gopala Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. It says here that anyone who takes the time to sit, to listen to Sudamaji Katha, who after listening develops love, kindness to the Brahmanas, will come to develop love for their Bhagavan, and thus become free from the bondage of samsara, that from the bondage of this material world. Prem se bolo Kandaya Lal ki Jai. My dear devotees, this Katha highlights two key virtues, essential of spiritual growth. It says that Turanda Api Sune Chena, that it represents humility. Bhagwan Krishna demonstrates profound humility by personally attending, by personally sit and have that conversation with Sudamaji, that poor Brahmin, showing that true greatness lies in humility. Humility means being humble, like a blade of grass, which allows itself to be walked upon without protest. No? The blade of grass is teaching us something. Not one day did he stop us from walking on him. And we walked on him because we know that the grass is softer than the concrete. And this quality is vital for anyone who wishes to sing the name of Bhagwan sincerely and continuously. And the next one I want to share before I close is Taro Api Sahish Nuna, that tolerance is second virtue. Emphasize that is tolerance, being more tolerant than a tree. That a tree endures harsh weather, and it provides shades to all without discrimination. That even when it's struck, it offers its fruit in return. You remember those days when we shake the tree and then it gives you the best of the mango, the ripest of mangoes come into your hands when you shake the tree. The level of tolerance is necessary for us all, as it then enables us to bear the challenges of life without losing composure and continuing serving others with kindness, my dear friends. This is the purpose of us here in this beautiful Jagat that was created by Bhagwan. As I close, don't ever be upset when rejected by people, because nice things are rejected all the time by people who can't afford them. Prem se bolo Gopal Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. That's to take care of the family, and affordability seems to be the mantra in America these days, because things have gotten very expensive and it's difficult to manage the budget, to pay all the bills. But with God's blessings, with God's grace, that's why we've always got to be people of faith. We always got to rely on Bhagwan. Bhagwan did not intend for us to suffer and to have a difficult life. He wanted us to enjoy this world, and he wanted us to be happy. And so that is the purpose of Katha. That is the purpose of the illustrations of the Leela, the divine plays of Bhagwan, so that it solidifies our thinking, and it gives us the energy and the motivations so that we can continue to be positive, we can continue to strive, and with our leaning on Bhagwan for support, whatever the difficulty may be at that time, we'll be able to overcome. Sudama Brahman was poor financially. He didn't have the means. He lived in, as Panditji has told us, he has very minimal means. But he was very rich at heart. He was very rich. He had an immense amount of love for Bhagwanji, and that is what saved and rescued him and helped him to realize such a greatness. Imagine going from a jhopri to a mahal in a very short time. In a very short time, going from a jhopri to a mahal, and that is only possible, as our Vyasji has shared with us tonight, through the grace of Bhagwan, through loving Bhagwan, through focusing on his divinity and surrendering ourselves onto him. And Sudama Katha is always a beautiful example for us to gravitate towards, to hold on to, and to use as an example in our lives. So this brings the end to our 9th session. So we are culminating our celebration of our 10th anniversary. You know, when you say birthday, you sing happy birthday to you, I was singing happy birthday to Pandit Somesh Tiwari's daughter. She became old, 5 years old. Her name is Ahilya, and today is her birthday. And so I was talking to her dad, and she came. She wanted to talk to her on the phone, and so I got to sing. And my voice is terrible in singing happy birthday, but the child is deserving. You know, child is always forgiving, right? When we get older, then we have particulars about ourselves, but child is innocent, and anything is you know, you do for them, they're very happy. And so she was happy with singing happy birthday. So when is your anniversary? So saying happy anniversary kind of thing?
No.
You all do that?
No.
No? So I don't know, we have all these singers who've been singing for 100 years and things. We have Vivek and we have Kishore. So they should know some happy anniversary songs or bhajans or something. Huh?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
The end.
Oh, the end. Okay. So can we have like an in-between?
No.
Or 2/3 or 3/4 of the week kind of?
Don't push it.
Don't push it. And so, well, I just want to recognize and thank my Bhaiya Vivek and Bhaiya Kishore and all of you, Ajay and Veena. All these are the people who, week after week, every Tyohar, every holiday, every celebration that we have, they have added such beautiful melody to what we do in celebrating Bhagwan. And so I want to tell them that they're much appreciated, and I'm very thankful for their contribution. And I look forward to another 40, 45, 50 years. Which one do you think we'll make that? So another 45, 50 years of being with them and celebrating Bhagwan. And you know, every night by night,
एक बार मोहन से चढ़
कह दो कि मिल नहीं सका पर नसीबा गया है, कि मिल नहीं सका पर नसीबा गया है। आरे द्वारे मानो कन्हैया से कह दो कि दर पे सुदामा गरीबा गया है, कि दर पे सुदामा गरीबा गया है। सुनते हैं दौरे चले आए मोहन, लगाया गले से सुदामा को मोहन, लगाया गले से सुदामा को मोहन। सुनते हैं दौरे चले आए मोहन, लगाया गले से सुदामा को मोहन, लगाया गले से सुदामा को मोहन। हुआ रुक्मिणी को बहुत ही अचंभा, हुआ रुक्मिणी को बहुत ही अचंभा। ये मेहमान कैसे आशीर्वा गया है, ये मेहमान कैसे आशीर्वा गया है। आड़े वाड़े पालो कन्हैया से कह दो, आड़े वाड़े पालो कन्हैया से कह दो कि दर पे सुदामा गरीबा गया है, कि दर पे सुदामा गरीबा गया है। भटकते भटकते न जाने कहाँ से, भटकते भटकते न जाने कहाँ से, तुम्हारे महल से गरीबा गया है, तुम्हारी महल से गरीबा गया है। आरे पार पारो
हरि हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। बोलो एवरीवन, हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि केशव हरि गोविंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि केशव हरि गोविंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम। कलवारी मुरली धारी, गोवर्धन गिरधारी। कलवारी मुरली धारी, गोवर्धन गिरधारी। निज निज कर माखन चोर, गोपी समाई। निज निज कर माखन चोर, गोपी समाई। हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण तेरी राहत के ब्रिज पाला उभर देव ये नट लाला तेरी राहत के ब्रिज पाला पाल पाल एक एक से पूछो कहाँ है मुरली वाला उभर देव ये नट लाला तेरी राहत के ब्रिज पाला उभर
Hare
जपते हुए मन में हरे कृष्ण नाम चले श्याम सुंदर से मिले सुदामा जपते हुए मन में हरे कृष्ण नाम लोकाओ दूरी करने लगे तारे लोकाओ दूरी करने लगे तारे अंगूर के पकड़े और धन पे जलाए पहुंचाए विप्रवारी बाबू रे नामा पहुंचाए विप्रवारी बाबू रे नामा जपते हुए मन में हरे कृष्ण नामा जय 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 कैलाशपति देवा शिवा महादेवा शिवा महादेवा जय 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 कैलाशपति देवा शिवा महादेवा जय 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 कैलाशपति देवा शिवा महादेवा शिवा महादेवा Thank you.
Hare